the higher and higher the skill ceiling gets for our competitors. Quang is going to have to go and deal with his cheesecake, so ladies and gentlemen, you will be stuck with me for the time being. We are going to go on to our next matchup. It looks like we are looking at BigJhonson versus Lethal in the quarterfinals round. BigJhonson having beaten Carry in order to get to this point. Lethal, obviously, we saw earlier, able to get rid of Icy Gobert. Both of whom have moved down to the lower bracket, which is very much underway as we speak. To give you guys a little bit of an update as to what else is going on, Wavy is going to be facing Former, and that match is currently underway. Former able to beat Big Mac Prez in a 2-0 victory. Mox was able to beat Trix in a 2-1 fight and is now facing Mystic J, who was able to beat Epoca in a 2-0 victory. All of those defeated have moved on to the lower bracket, and we'll be joining them very, very soon as they make their way through the third round. But right now, we are going to be focusing on Lethal and BigJhonson going to Sky Arena.
Garnet into the Shaggy. This is kind of interesting. We did see BigJhonson playing the Spike earlier. Also, I no longer have a timer running, so I'll be here. Yeah, it's interesting to pick the. It really feels like a pick specifically into the Shaggy. If we look at the bracket, BigJhonson also played it into the Iron Giant to take the game over Carry, but
Absolutely.
keeping it relatively even. You can see that Garnet has some tools against projectiles while having pretty strong projectiles herself.
I mean, I believe, as far as I'm aware, this is the first time we've actually seen Garnet as far as footage for the tournament. And right now, I mean, they're making a very good argument. Obviously, both players are relatively even on the heat level. Garnet able to get Shaggy into kill range just before. A very good use of the clap there, able to get the elimination. Now putting Lethal a stock down in this bout.
Shaggy is still very good at killing. I understand that BigJhonson has this massive lead early on, but we can't really count Lethal out until the game is over. But BigJhonson does a really good job of count and bringing the stock count 2-0.
Very dominant here is BigJhonson, able to maintain a 129 heat level without taking a stock. Shaggy desperately needing to try and get some damage in, but these combinations coming in from Garnet now. Finally, Shaggy is able to get the elimination and is able to go into Supercharge as Garnet gets the 0 heat reset and able to get a very good aerial combo. Shaggy having to use the supercharged kick in order to stay alive. But Garnet now dominating center stage, playing around, able to get the uppercut and gets the elimination. A 3-1 clean win for BigJhonson.
Well,
Is Garnet a Shaggy counter? Did I not know about this? Did someone else tell me?
You may have been sleeping on the Garnet. You might have been sleeping on the Garnet.
Excuse me? Hey, Jinky Scoobs, I think this gem might be fucking me up. Lethal has been consistently strong throughout every performance we've seen him in. I've never seen Garnet dominate a match like that. And I hate to put it like that, but that's exactly what happened. Garnet really got the lead early, was able to take advantage of stage space, take advantage of hitboxes, got a couple of hard reads, good combos, and was able to cleanly take stock after stock, lost stock, then took another stock for the first game win. Lethal needs to make some adjustments in his gameplay if he wants to win game 2.
No, absolutely. I mean, we know that Lethal is very adaptable when it comes to Shaggy's kit, so I don't doubt we're going to be reassessing the game plan, potentially seeing what we could do differently. But I mean, for our first showing of Garnet, as far as crap media is concerned, a very good argument for why this character deserves to be at the level of play that they are currently. I'm gonna clearly have to do some reading into Garnet's perks, as we may be seeing them more and more as these tournaments continue. Going back to Sky
Like
Arena
you
for
do
the second
reading.
round.
Let's make this quick. I wouldn't be home in time.
Read better than you, apparently.
English is my first language. Chill. As we're going into game 2, early lead going to Garnet, but really not much of a lead as some poke comes out. Lethal able to find a decent combo, bringing Garnet to 34%. But Garnet returning the favor. I can't believe that out-prioritized the Zaire from Shaggy, but it did. But Garnet's on the back foot.
No, absolutely. Shaggy here absolutely dominating the edge guard, but it looks like when they went in for the elimination, they may have been a bit too hasty. Garnet now able to regain control. 101 to 101, 113 now for the Garnet, but able just to stay alive. Shaggy able to get in with the combo first, getting the elimination one stock up to Shaggy, able to get into supercharge mode, but they're incredibly high heat. The super kick is able to take priority there. Garnet now having to play a little bit more defensive, able to even it up, get the elimination. 28 heat to a 0 reset. Could go either way. Very good dodges from both players here. Very versatile, very defensive. Able to avoid one another. Lethal is clearly adapted to the situation. But it looks like on the fly, Johnson also able to adapt.
I really like the way that Johnson's abusing the trajectory of Garnet's projectiles. He knows that theoretically Lethal wants to go above, use that Zaire, those fluttering kicks to come down, but the angles that the little shock blast comes out, the fist comes out, really kind of stuff out the Shaggy. As Garnet gets the second kill, gets the second stock, now we have an edge guard situation. And Lethal takes advantage.
Played it a little too risky there, and now Lethal able to go once again into supercharge. Very good use of the rocket punches from Garnet, but it looks like the hubris of the situation came in to bite them. Now having to secure a stock as quickly as possible. Once again playing on the low. But Shaggy has the survivability to stay in this. Garnet now not able to do it a second time. Shaggy overall got a much higher heat level, but it looks like not going to allow for those risky maneuvers, not going to allow for that edge play from the Garnet here. Trying desperately to get the elimination with the uppercut, not quite getting in. Rocket punch is going to land.
The worst part is Garnet's really in kill range, and Shaggy's just hunting for it over and over again, evening it up. This is anybody's game. Is that it? That's it. That's it. We even it up. Even it up 1-1.
I mean, I feel like that analysis has got to be incredibly obvious to almost anyone.
Wow,
I think
really diminishing my value here.
Well, no, I think genuinely. I mean, you look at that matchup. Garnet had a lot of momentum going into that, but they played it risky and it didn't pay off.
So a couple of things that I want to highlight while we go into game 3. One, well, like I said, Garnet, BigJhonson has identified the way that Lethal likes to get in, which is slightly above, is taking advantage of the projectiles that cover those spaces and making sure that Garnet can box out those hitboxes. Unfortunately, Lethal found a way around those projectiles, taking advantage of those that laggy projectile time is just like that, where Garnet just whips and Shaggy finds their way in. But now you can also see that Garnet has these other hitboxes like Garnet's there Oh, to find these big hits, and when Lethal doesn't respect them, he takes 30 to 50%, not percent, sorry, 30 to 50 damage. But also, you can tell that BigJhonson's very aware of Shaggy's sandwiches, and says, hold the order. We gotta return this shit.
Shaggy now getting Garnet into kill range, but the grab able to keep them alive. We've seen those aerial combat once again. Garnet unable to get Shaggy into a position for elimination there. Sat at 120 heat. The kick comes in. Shaggy now also in kill range, 113 to 120. The smash is unable to connect. Finally, Garnet able to secure the kill there, but it looks like Shaggy is going to try and even things up incredibly quickly. Garnet able to maintain a little bit of momentum, but the knee is going to create the space, enough space for Shaggy to come in and get the kill, get the supercharge up once again. Garnet now being juggled a little bit, already up to 45 heat. Shaggy sat at 29, bringing it up to 63. The rocket punch is going to come into effect. There's a projectile, and this time the risky play pays off. BigJhonson able to get that second stock off at 63 heat for themselves, and Shaggy gets the reset. Shaggy dodges the rocket punch, but now the advantage has immediately swung into Garnet's corner.
Oh, gets the hard read, gets the side special out, and able to put Garnet in a bad position. Really hunting for this early kill, but bites him in the back, in the butt, for what happened. Returning 57 for damage onto Shaggy. I'm sorry, guys. I just played a lot of math games, apparently. Apparently. But Lethal needs to find a way in. Honestly, the dash attack and Sayers really doing a good job. And he's able to fight his way back onto center stage. This is basically even. Both characters have decent kill combos at these percents. Shaggy trying to find it. Unable to. I don't know who's gonna take this, as each person's very patient.
Dancing around the edge once again, able to stop the projectile there. Garnet now at 119, Shaggy at 125. Garnet playing around that edge, a very risky position. Johnson's been playing risky this entire matchup, able to make it pay off. A super kick of their own, able to kick Lethal right off of the right